There is nothing spiritual about coffee grinds. Welcome to coffee grind number 2. You gotta fight for your right to call something a classic. I'm standing up for the word classic. Okay, so not every album can be a classic. You can't throw that word around or you minimize its greatness. Now, how many of you put on Led Zeppelin 4 to hear the song Four Sticks? Not many of you. How many of you King's X fans? One of the greatest bands of the entire universe who have a catalog of impeccable greatness. How many of you put on their not Taking Back Sunday, Black Like Sunday album? Not a whole lot. So, not every album can be classic. Classics stand the test of time. That's the meaning of the word classic. This is just my opinion, but that is the meaning of the word classic. And when you hold something in reverence as a classic, that means it stands above many, many others. It stands the test of time, that it's still a great album 5, 10 years, 20 years later. You put it on, it's still rocking your world. That is a classic. That's a classic. I've spent or made a career as a music critic, and I think I'm not the universal metal critic that everybody agrees with, because my critique is simply my opinion. I think the reason I have some credibility, a small measure of credibility, is just because I'm normal. And when I hear something like the White Cross debut album and go, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Listen to that guitar, that voice, those songs are so powerful. Barren Cross, Atomic Arena, Striper, take your pick. There's so many good Striper albums, Soldiers Under Command, a song like Surrender. Oh, what a classic song. So I think one reason why some people respect what Heaven's Metal has said or done is because we haven't steered clear of negative criticism. We've tried to be constructive, but we haven't focused on being negative. Like when you have a positive opinion about an album and people agree with you, there's a camaraderie there, based around it. Like the Joshua Intense Defense album. Those of you who have heard it, the King's X, Out of the Silent Planet, or Faith, Hope, Love, you've heard that album and somebody says that's great and you go, yes, it's great. Because we agree, we have a sense of community about that album. But when you say something sucks, boy, you better be careful, because some people are going to disagree with you, and that disagreement is a great distance and separation between. So focusing on negativity is something that's very, very tricky, and you'll go further if you can find constructive ways to criticize. Constructive criticism can be very helpful for an artist or anybody that creates anything, because objective viewpoints, having ears and eyes that hear and see things from a different angle than you. When you're creating something, sometimes you're stuck in that thing and you're immersed in it so much that you can't see from a broader perspective. You need some clarity, someone else's voice. So sometimes constructive criticism can be that. But when you slam somebody and say they suck as a person or they should give up art, oh my gosh, what the heck are you doing? You're like spewing poison out of your mouth. So anyway, classic is a term that means something. So use it sparsely. If something's great, you can't help but talk about it, get excited about it, understand that. And call it great, call it classic, but be sure to use that word carefully. There's the grind for the day. Now watch the Rock Stars on God Volume 3 commercial. Don't you love that song that Seth Montoya wrote? Awesome. Get the book, join the discussion.
Rock stars on God, caught in the fire, searching for me.